Quand j'étais en prison, j'ai pu discuter avec des jeunes.
While I was in prison, I had the opportunity to talk with young detainees who were there with me and who would say, "Great, you're a fighter, you're a great mujahid, you went and fought jihad, that's great, and I'm going to do the same when I get out of prison." That's when I realized that there was a problem and that I needed to bear witness, because I knew that young people could identify with my story. I felt that as I was going to tell my story, I needed to do it in a responsible manner and to give a good example.
Moi, ce que je fais, c'est de raconter mon histoire.
What I do is that I tell my story with the goal of dissuading young people from going to Syria, that's all. But at the same time, I try not to lecture them. I mean, my role isn't to tell them, here we have good Muslims, over there they have bad Muslims, or there is no such thing as jihad. That's not my role. I simply tell them my story, telling them, this is what I found out, this is what I saw in Afghanistan. I tell them about being tortured. I tell them about bombings. I tell them how groups enlist you, etc. by telling them, some people used to tell me that suicide attacks were a part of our religion. So I tell them all of this and I say, be careful, here are the dangers you may run into over there, as I did. I don't want what happened to me to happen to you, but you have to decide for yourself.
Moi, je me sens utile.
I feel that I'm being useful. It's important to feel useful in the course of one's life. And above all, I always wanted to turn my experience in Guantanamo into something positive. I think that one must be intelligent. One must try, even if it was difficult, to turn all this into something positive. And that's what I've been trying to do. And today especially, I have a young son. I want to give him a good example. I want him to be proud of his father. I don't want him to feel ashamed. And that is very important. It's also for him that I've been doing all of this.
Et ça, c'est très important. Et c'est aussi pour lui que je fais tout ça.